So futurism or the futurist movement was a movement started in Italy before World War One, and this movement was really radically different than the last movement, Art Nouveau, that we looked at. And in this movement, particularly, artists were looking forward to the future. They wanted to really destroy all museums and art of the past and celebrate, really celebrate everything modern: the machine, the city, noise, energy, and even war. And you can see here with this book, it was a radically different style, and they were doing some very innovative things with typography. And they practiced in every medium of art, including painting, sculpture, ceramics, graphic design, industrial design, urban design, interior design. And it glorified modernity and aimed to kind of uh, liberate Italy specifically from the weight of its past. And so there was this rise of nationalism and fascism that was occurring. And if you ever get the chance to read the book Follow Giants, it's really interesting to see how these um, ideas of the elite or the establishment were changing, and how this whole social movement was occurring in Europe that was kind of bringing these whole societies down. And this was one of the movements that was really responding to that. And so, expressive typography, and specifically, I want you to look at this movement for the innovations in type that were occurring, because they were really breaking the traditional rules of layout. And that's how I want you to kind of approach this movement, because you'll see when you look at the fine art, the painting, that it's a radically different style in painting, but it's more important for us as graphic designers to look at how it affected type, I think. So if you explore this movement, look at these typographic designs and think about how different they were, and how they were really making people think and approach text as shape, kind of like what we were doing in some of our earlier projects. So it really influenced many other 20th century art movements, including constructivism, surrealism, Dada. These are all movements we're going to look at. And it also, has influenced our Western culture. If you ever get a chance, watch the movie Blade Runner. And there's a lot of things in Blade Runner that are kind of reminiscent of the style of this movement and the ideas behind Blade Runner, and kind of this technology, speed, power, futurism is really interesting. And so futurism kind of introduced the use of a manifesto as a public means to advertise an artistic philosophy. And it was a weapon. They were using it as a weapon against the kind of academic and conservative world, and wanting to really change society. And we'll kind of go in here and look at some of the urban. This is an urban illustration. And then here's some of the fine art. You can kind of see the style here. There was really bold use of color.